What is up? How's it going? Welcome, BTC community, XRP community, DLT community, crypto communities, Blue Crew, Atom community, ALGO community, all the communities out there. Guys, welcome to another DLTalk. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. Berserker is in the house. He was first. What's up, Berserker? Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the support. As always, my man. Not looking too bad. Looking really nice green day, that is for sure. Guys, Secret Token has been doing some awesome things this past week. SCRT, we talked about it just, we've been talking about it in tandem with the Cosmos ecosystem, just the whole Cosmos ecosystem in general. Just super bullish on. Turnio doing some things in the past 24 hours as well. You guys know we like some Turn. Elastos, another one that we were talking about when it was around that, $3, $4 range, now above $5, 22% gains. Looking like just a really nice green day today. Really nice to just see this price movement. Atom now above $40. Really glad to see Atom just hovering now up above $40, just taking that shot up there. Didn't think it would be around that $20 range for too long, and now we're at 40. Good to see that for Atom and what they're just building in that Cosmos ecosystem. We had a hefty dose of talking about Cosmos last night. We'll probably talk a little bit more about it today too. AKT, finally, AKT doing some things, 11%. One of the cryptos we had on our list right there, an 11% gain to the top right there. Cody, Cody's just doing its thing. I feel like Cody's going to be destined for $1. Iris token now at 12 cents. Great to see Iris token there. We got Luna now at $45. So just really awesome, guys, to just be seeing an awesome green day. I hope you guys are making some good gains. Maybe taking some profits. I don't know if you guys are trading or not or whatever, but once again, I'll never tell you what to do. No financial advice, obviously. We're just here to hang out with the Blue Crew, have a good time. Who's in the chat here? Let's check out the chat before we start getting into some stuff. We got just mostly, we're going to be like revisiting some old stuff. I found some good little tidbits that I want to be sharing with y'all today, that's for sure. We got the Bullish Crypto Sniper, Berserker, James, Jonathan Del Rio. Oh, snap. And we got Notorious XRP jumping on in. What's up, Notorious XRP? Good to see you, my dude. I tried to hit you up on Twitter yesterday, but I couldn't send a DM. Jonathan Del Rio, share with me your Twitter handle, because I know you're going to try to help me out to claim my Songbird, my man. So I definitely need help claiming Songbird. I even looked at the PDF from Flare, and I was looking at it. I was like, okay, so I gotta have this MetaMask, but I also gotta connect it to my Ledger Nano S, and then I gotta also do this, and then I gotta also do that, and I gotta also do this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this seems like it's just like really kind of frustrating. But I want those gains, I want that passive income, so I'm willing to take those extra steps to get it. But damn, Flare's got to get their crap together and make it a little bit easier to airdrop these tokens to people who are trying to support their ecosystems, right? What are profits? Exactly, Jonathan Del Rio. Jonathan Del Rio only knows the hodl life. Mule Shoe, what's up, my man? Alex Yeet. Paul Smaller. Guys, thanks for the 8 viewers, the 5 likes. You guys are amazing. And once again, thanks to any new subscribers to the channel. I only say thanks, man. I'll never tell you guys to hit the like. I'll never tell you to hit the subscribe. I'll only be thankful for you guys even doing so. Thank you guys for tuning into this channel. Thank you guys for just the support, as always. So, once again, in the past 24 hours, some cryptos that have been doing some pretty good things. We got Turnio back up above a penny, it looks like. We got GoChain finally waking up, man. GoChain was just asleep for a bit. This one has connection with Hyperledger, so we're keeping our eyes out on GoChain and what they're doing over there. Elastos now above $5. Atom, just good to see Atom doing its thing and getting some activity. Earlier today, I participated in the Strange Clan release. I don't know if any of y'all did, but finally the rest of the characters for Town 1 were released, and I finally got my third guy to add to my crew here. And it ended up being a pretty cool looking dude that I got right here. I got a freaking platypus, which I think is kind of rare to get a platypus in this game right here. So he kind of looks like a little bit of like a Super Saiyan or Dragon Ball Z colors right there, the bright orange and blue right there. I'm liking these little red diamond corners right there. And then of course these are my other 2 NFTs that I got. I really like this This one with the flames behind him and the double swords right here. This guy looks like he's going to probably be a badass for the game. And then this one too, man. This platypus looks like he ain't messing, man. This is a platychad. It's a Chad platypus for sure. So just happy to get that one and see what the benefits are going to be for holding these NFTs and then being able to use them in the game. I think there's going to be a website there's already a website, but it hasn't added the new minted characters just yet. But you can check to see the rarity level of your specific cards, and I think one of these is like that I have right here is in the 700s, so that's pretty good. It's not too high, but considering there's only going to be 5,000 characters that came out for Town 1 right here, and then Town 2 will launch another 5,000 characters, so I might try to get another one for Town 2. But I think per Kepler wallet, you can only hodl 3 each. I'm not too, or 5 if you were on the whitelist. Still trying to figure out a lot of the ins and outs of this, but just excited for this game overall. Strange Clan, NFT powered game, powered by Unreal Engine, Akash, and Cosmos. Creators of Passage 3D, they create virtual worlds, and this is one of their first delvings into a kind of big video game, right? So they're releasing all these characters, right? And they all look really cool, man. They all have these different animal heads, all these crazy combinations of what you can get. Some are gold, like cards, like just completely golden. Let me see. This guy was saying, I got my first ever NFT right here. He got a platypus fighter too, but with no horns. Not as cool as mine. Not as cool as my platypus. Nah, that was pretty badass. I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if his rarity is a little bit higher than mine. But anyways, back to it over here. We got the Graph, man. Graph? We don't talk about Graph token too much, but they got connections to the Cosmos ecosystem as well. And just a lot of other cryptos in general. And an interesting use case, they were under $1 for so long, but now they've consolidated back up and gained some strength. Graph looking to start making another run for it. Fetch AI looking to try to get back to all-time high, and then maybe then some, going to $1. And then you got Handshake token now well above 30 cents. That's awesome to see. Handshake token's just been taken off. So HNS, good to see just this activity in the space in general. Bones TEP in the chat. What's up, Bones TEP? Good to see you, my man. Lyric Zach Hudson, how you doing? Oh, hell yeah, Lyric Zach Hudson. Appreciate you tuning in, man. You can see your stats rarity at strangeclansfans.com. Dude, you got hooked up. I mean, I think I got a good one today. It took me forever to try to get on the site, but I finally was able to get on it and then mint one of them. And that's all I was asking for. I just wanted to get my third NFT. I wish I would have been part of the whitelist had I known about it earlier. But it is what it is, because the people who are on the whitelist, I think they have like 5 characters max that they can hodl. And then everybody else who wasn't part of the whitelist can only hodl 3 characters. But I'm just excited to see what these NFTs can bring and the type of passive income they can generate, or whatever they're going to be going on for the market. I'm definitely considering, once the price is right, selling one of those NFTs, but hopefully not too soon, right? Definitely want to see. Are you interested in expanding? What do you mean interested in expanding? I kind of dig just the way the channel's been going, man. It's not too much work on my part. I don't have to, have a sponsor that I have to acknowledge all the time. I don't have to say this whole spiel of hitting the like, hitting the subscribes. It helps the YouTube algos. Like, screw the YouTube algos. I just want quality people in this chat. That's all. I just want to be talking to people who love crypto and are helping inform me about cryptos to look out for as well, VeChain, now finally VeChain at 14 cents. Got to shout out the VeChain fam out there. And then Stellar now getting close to 40 cents, and people getting really excited about Phantom. Phantom now above $3. I mean, that was unexpected, man. Phantom now in the top 25, doing its thing. Definitely a sleeper token right here, but man, I don't think I could chase this pump, to tell you the truth, man. I honestly can't chase this pump right now for Phantom. Up 14.6K in the past year. Already up in the past 7 days and 30 days. Just, I'm missing the boat on Phantom right here, but I definitely know some people on the chat are probably into Phantom, so I hope you're making some awesome gains as well. Theta finally bounced back. We were talking about its pivot right there when it was at $4. I think Theta might start making its next run, man. And this one runs hard, right? We've seen Theta just shoot straight on up to that $15, $17 range. And now it's now back up to $7.23. So good seeing Theta there as well. Get in contact with me and I'll explain more. I mean, you get in contact with me, my dude. I don't really need to expand or anything. If you want to, you're the one who's trying to pitch it to me, my man. I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? Have you checked out IOTX? Yeah, I've heard IOTX, or yeah, I've heard of this one. This one's on our list right here. It's doing pretty good too. Yeah, up 100 or 893%. I haven't been enamored with it, but I have seen some interesting connections with IOTX. You know, maybe shout out to me how it may be connected to Interledger protocol or blockchain service network or the World Economic Forum in some way, shape, or form. And I'll definitely probably try to look into IOTX a little bit more. Oh, I got some Casper. Casper Labs is part of the blockchain service network, man. I got some Casper. I'm holding some Casper tokens. I think this is still pretty good. I mean, it came out and just went up to $40 and then just kind of died and went sideways. But when it came out, it was like, it just like moonshotted and then tanked. I don't know what happened when it came out and to go to an all-time high of $40. But I think this project is alive. And I do like seeing it part of the blockchain service network as well. I'm surprised it's not on the list, but once again, I believe we're hitting a cap on the amount of coins we have on this list, because we do hit the likes on these or the heart on these to put on our list, and then they just kind of get X'd out. Like, for example, I think Osmo, as many times as I keep liking this one, it keeps going off our list. And it's a coin I really, really like. I'm happy to see Osmo finally up to 568 now. That's awesome. It was consolidating at around $4 for a good bit. Can you swap Stellar to XTC on Lobster? I don't have a Lobster wallet yet, my man. I do need to get one. Oh, Lyric Zad Hudson then. Here, let me give you a Discord invite, my dude. I'll invite you over to the Discord. And then you can drop in whatever you want. Same thing for Jonathan Del Rio. I'll share the Discord link with you guys if you guys want to share some info with me there. I mean, another insane all-time high. Yeah, Curve. But remember, this is one of the reasons we also like Elastos, aside from believing that it's a real boat and has some awesome connections with the Cosmos ecosystem and Interledger protocol. You got a super low supply. You got a low price compared to its all-time high of $93, right? So I think we're going to be seeing Elastos start to wake up again sometime soon. We'll see. But let me get this invite for the Discord and be able to send it to you guys here. So anybody who wants to join our Blue Crew Discord, I'll share it with you. Kenny the Skater, what's up, dude? Here's a wrench. With a wrench comes great responsibility. Please use it wisely. Yeah, dude, I haven't gotten into IOTX too big, but if you give me some good reasons of why it's a awesome project, or if it's just a good trade-all opportunity, I'm definitely willing to listen to that as well. But here's oh, let me get the invite. There we go. Here's the invite for our Discord. Oh, there we go. Got to get it again. All right, so there you are, my man. Feel free to message me in there. But anyways, let's continue on here. So we got some Twitter stuff. We got guys, I guess Baba was right about 1026 because we have Ripple announcing, we're thrilled to share we're partnering with PYYPL to bring ODL to the Middle East for the first time. So this is huge. Really good news seeing Ripple just continuing to work outside of the Ripple and SEC case, continuing to build. And then just more momentum for ODL right here. Ripple continues to build momentum in MENA with first on-demand liquidity deployment in Middle East, with $78 billion in remittances in 2020 from Saudi Arabia and United Emirates combined. The Middle East and North Africa region is home to the two of top 3 remittance corridors in the world. The region is also undergoing a fast-moving shift to digital and boasts one of the world's most progressive financial regulatory environments. Today, Ripple announced its continuing its contribution to the hotbed of fintech innovation with the first ever in-market on-demand liquidity deployment in the Middle East through a partnership with international blockchain-based financial services company PYYPL. The two will bring instant low-cost remittances to the area, starting with the UAE. Guys, this is awesome news. Using ODL and leveraging XRP, PYYPL will provide instant low-cost remittance options. Note, XRP will not be held within the UAE, and transactions will not involve the currency AED as part of the payment flow. This is part of PYYPL's larger mission. So I can see somebody who instantly wants to go, well, they're not holding XRP, right? The bank in the Middle East isn't holding XRP. Maybe there's a reason why Ripple hodls a good majority or, good half of the XRP supply, you guys. Maybe all these banks are using Ripple and Ripple is custodying the XRP, right? They're all part of the Ripple net. They're all connected to the Ripple net. So maybe Ripple being just the ultimate liquidity provider, the ultimate custodian, the ultimate universal worldly bank, right? I'd like to know what you guys think about that in terms of that statement of XRP not being held within the UAE. But awesome news coming out for Ripple. And once again, I mean, interesting, man, with Baba Cugs. He called it, dude. He did call something for 1026. I got to give him kudos. I don't like to acknowledge the Riddlers too often, but got to give Baba Cugs some credit right there. The moment at 10:02, which is technically, for me, 10:02 on the Pacific on the west side, but on the east side, that was 10:26, right? Check out this Simpsons clip regarding the EMP. Okay, yeah, I'll load it up and then we'll check it out in just a bit. I want to go through some things first, but I'll have this loaded up here, my man. Appreciate you. Let me just load it up really quick. All right. Okay, let's, there we go. All right. I joined the Discord, by the way. Awesome, dude. Appreciate that. I'll be checking it out a little bit later. Maybe we are the ultimate ripples. Berserker, you might be right there. By the way, guys, shout out to Berserker's YouTube channel. If you don't know about Berserker or his YouTube channel, he's a longtime supporter of this channel, and he is just creating an awesome channel, awesome content on his already a legend. Just needs to be recognized, guys. So just giving a shout out to him and Alex D Vlogs. Alex D Vlogs, awesome YouTube channel as well. Crypto Tales, great YouTube channel too. And then XRPville with Funky Fresh 707, wherever he is. My lord, Bones TEP, dropping the $10 bomb in the stream. You're awesome, man. He's got the forever shades on. His future is forever bright. That is awesome, dude. Thanks so much for your support. As always, man, you're awesome. I'll join Discord later today. I'm still at work. Oh, and I sent you a message directly. Just wanted to let you know that. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate you, man. Kenny the Skater, all good, dude. So, guys, I was doing a little bit of researching, right? Because, I want to keep finding these connections between inter-blockchain communication and the Interledger protocol, right? Because I feel like a lot of people in the XRP community maybe just don't believe that there's a connection between the Cosmos ecosystem and the XRP ledger. So I just want to kind of go through it to just refresh people's memories about the connections between ILP and IBC, the Cosmos ecosystem, and the XRPL. Let me just load up this video really quick. Oh, Berserker just released another bullish minute on his channel. That's awesome. All right, let me get this. There we go. All right. So it all started really with the ILP summit, right? There was an ILP summit in 2019 that had a lot of projects that we love today that are out there now, right? Things like Flare Networks, Stronghold, right? Ocean Protocol, Stellar, all involved here at this Interledger Protocol Summit, right? And then next thing you know, you'll also see Sunny Agrawal from Cosmos here. And hell, the video itself being titled Cosmos and Interledger, ILP plus IBC Heart, right? So that's a pretty interesting thing to take into account right there in terms of the connections between, you know, Ripple, Interledger Protocol, and the Cosmos ecosystem, right? And then back in 2018, I believe, or no, March of 2019, so right around the time of this summit, there was even questions about what's the difference between Cosmos and Interledger, right? So if you were to watch this video, you would understand the differences between ILP, Interledger Protocol, and the Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol created by Cosmos, and how they complement each other tremendously. They both actually do very different things, right? But if they were to work together, it could create a kind of unstoppable force, especially in terms of multi-ledger, whether it's traditional ledgers, bank ledgers, mobile ledgers, any type of ledgers, multi-ledger communication, right? And right there in the front seat, both these guys, creators of Interledger Protocol, right there listening to Sunny Agrawal talking. Flare Networks did a similar presentation at this, and these guys were sitting there in the front as well. So ILP plus IBC. So right here, what's the difference between Cosmos and Interledger? And once again, I think somebody just dropped a $5 bomb. My man, Alex D Vlogs, you were awesome, dude. Vlogs McLeod of the McClima clan, the King G DLT, Solana, Luna, Adam. Listen to this guy. Great show. XRP to the moon. I appreciate you, my man. Alex D Vlogs, you're awesome, dude. Thank you for your support, man. Alex D Vlogs is awesome, dude. He doesn't give a fuck what you do with your money, but he's an awesome dude, man. Such a cool guy. Thank you, man. And always enjoyed talking with him and Berserker on Berserker's channel. So going into it here, at a high level, inter-blockchain communication is a protocol that locks up the state of one blockchain and spawns it on another. You can watch proofs of this lockup. The lockup is really just holding it in a smart contract designed to coordinate IBC through light clients. So you could have the target chain act as a light client of the original chain. This is a good protocol if you want to leverage NFTs and do cross-chain contract calls, but it's quite resource heavy for value transfers. But what is the thing that is amazing for value transfers, right? The Interledger protocol. And funny enough, they were talking about NFTs. He even mentions NFTs here at this ILP summit. He even uses an example of cross-chain NFT trading amongst other sovereign blockchains like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Zcash, and whatnot, right? So then, here, let me look at this little bubble that he says right here. So while that's loading, I'll read this. Hence, the alternative to do atomic ledger swaps through a two-phase commitment through various payment channels that intersect with another user, except in Interledger, we argue that the true atomicity isn't required. So then you have Evan Schwartz, one of the major creators of Interledger Protocol and majorly involved in Ripple, right? The main similarity between Interledger and Cosmos is the branding, Internet of Value versus Internet of Blockchains. The intended use case and range of ledgers the two can support is very different, though. The two technologies are complementary. And so Kava Remember, that's part of Hardyaka portfolio, part of Greg Kidd's portfolio. It's going to be another crypto that I'm sure Alex D Vlogs is going to shout me out for in the future. Has been working with Tendermint to integrate Cosmos with Interledger. And this was back in 2019, right? So the main purpose of IBC is to allow you to move an asset or token from one ledger to another. For example, if there's a crypto kitty issued on one zone, this would allow me to move my kitty to another zone to play some other blockchain-based game and then to move it back, all the while I have ownership over it. ILP is designed to enable you to pay or exchange assets across different ledgers. When I send some currency or token through ILP, it will be exchanged in real time for assets on the other ledgers. And the equivalent value will show up in your account as some other asset, whatever you want to hold, right? So the sender can send what they want to send, there's a converter, and then the receiver can receive what they want to receive, right? But what about being able to host that the state of that blockchain on another blockchain, right? And that's where IBC comes in. When using ILP, you are intentionally giving up ownership of your original asset to exchange it and ultimately deliver something different to the recipient. As mentioned above, the two functions are completely separate but complementary. For example, you can use ILP to do exchanges or payments between two Cosmos zones and between Cosmos zone and another ledger. This is what Kava is working to enable. And remember, Kava being released for ILP on Cosmos. Kava's Interledger solution brings payments to streaming Cosmos Zone. And that's another project that I forgot to mention that was there at the ILP summit was Kava, right? So you already have this working together with the Cosmos ecosystem, Kava and Interledger Protocol, Ripple, and the XRPL. Alex D Vlogs, you're awesome, my man. Lyric Zach, I appreciate, man. Have a good one at work. Funky Fresh 707. So then you see the bubbles right here connected. IBC, stateful transfer, NFTs, one asset, any chains, shared security, and then ILP, Interledger Protocol. By the way, they're getting to the state of shared security as we speak with Cosmos. So that's awesome that we're already at that phase of this plan that they're having in terms of the Internet of Value with the Internet of Blockchains. And then ILP, really good for payments, simple exchange, faster value transfer, less assumptions, right? So I think maybe we should watch some of this video, maybe for another time. I feel like we have to watch this video because it definitely would explain a lot in terms of the relationship between inter-blockchain communication of Cosmos with the Interledger protocol from Ripple, right? So you got Kava integrating the Interledger solution. And what do we know about Interledger, you guys? Interledger being a great payment protocol and a great messaging standard for ISO 20022, right? So then let's go to, oh yeah, also Interledger payment method, draft 23rd of March 2021, right here from Ripple with the W3C talking about Interledger protocol, right? Being a standard for messaging payments on the internet, right? Multiple blockchains architecture on inter-blockchain communication right here. So having Interledger protocol with multiple blockchain architecture. But let's get to some of the good stuff here that I'm trying to find. So excuse me for kind of just, this was not organized very well, so just excuse me for that. So right here at the Chicago Payments Symposium back in 2016, y'all, by the way, there was this presentation with Ripple. And at the time, Ripple already had 135 team members. Who knows how many they have now? They had financial service experiences from Citi, Merrill Lynch, PayPal, Visa, JP Morgan, Google, Apple, Yahoo, NASA, Federal Reserve, SEC. Isn't that funny? SEC being part of their team, and everybody's worried about the Ripple and SEC case. DTCC is there as well. Accenture, right? Hell, you got a former member of the DTCC right there as part of their board of advisors. You have the Department of the Treasury at the time being part of the board of advisors. You have a White House representative being part of the board of advisors. You have the New York Federal Reserve being part of the Board of Advisors. Interledger Protocol, the protocol for connecting ledgers. White paper released in October 2015, open standard for connecting any type of ledger, traditional, blockchain, bank, mobile ledgers, any of those. You can see right there the Federal Reserve Bank's symbol right there, the W3C as we just mentioned. Big Chain DB, that's responsible for Ocean Protocol, so another crypto we're very bullish on. What are we trying to solve? The world has changed, but payments have not. The new corporate, you got Airbnb, Amazon, Twitter, Uber, right? You got the Internet of Things doing so many tremendous things. The request for today's infrastructure is designed for high-value payments, but yet we can barely send high-value payments quickly and seamlessly and cheaply, right? So what we need is reach. We need faster payments because we have faster connections, right? Payments networks are disconnected, banks, blockchains, mobile money, online wallets, right? But then with the internetworking for payment networks, the Interledger protocol, it allows you to connect all those together, right? So this is more than just a blockchain, right? The Cosmos ecosystem creating the internet of blockchains, which could be connected to the Interledger protocol, and they're trying to find, they have solutions to connect to other, banks, mobile money, and online wallets, luckily because of their connection with Interledger protocol. So it enables them to be connected to all these ledgers, right? So transferring funds across networks, receiver, connector, right? And we believe the connector to be XRP, because remember, let me see if we can find that. Let me see if we can find it. I think universal mode uses XRP, right? I don't need to show you guys this, but there's two modes in Interledger protocol. There's the atomic mode and the universal mode. Atomic mode, you can pay with whatever you want. You can choose to settle with whatever you want amongst trusted parties. So if you already know each other, you can go about the payment whichever way you want. But if you don't know each other, which is a majority of transactions on the internet, the connector is automatically XRP, which is huge. So a majority of payments that are on the internet are untrusted, and most of those payments are going to be connected through XRP with the Interledger protocol, right? So then we keep going down. We're trying to figure out the types of ledgers that it could support, right? So then let me see. There we go. We start getting into the stack, right? We start getting into the infrastructure. So underneath phone, emails, your chats, your TV, everything media, it's connected to the internet. So the internet architecture, you got IP, you got HTTP, TCP, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet, right? So now capital consolidation. So before Interledger, corporates would be connected to corporates, remittances would be connected to remittances, retail would be connected to retail, and banks would be connected to banks, right? But now, if you start adding Interledger to the bottom of that stack, everybody's connected. Everything is connected, right? Everything that is connected to the internet is connected through Interledger. And then if you look right here, in 2016, mind you, this was made, ISO 20022. And now you're probably wondering, why didn't they put XRP there? They put Bitcoin and Ethereum there, but they didn't put XRP. What if they did put XRP there? What if XRP is ISO 20022 itself, right? As the ledger, as the governing ledger. If all these banks, so right there in this slide, they're telling you these banks aren't migrating over to Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're going to be migrating over to ISO 20022, hence the Big Bang migration. All the banks are migrating over to this messaging standard. It is a fact. The Bank for International Settlements wants all the banks, the IMF wants all the banks to migrate over to the messaging standard. So good luck, Bitcoin and Ethereum, for being the messaging standard for the future payments system, because it's going to be ISO 20022. And remember, Ripple being the only ones that are part of the ISO 20022 standards body. But of course, there's cryptos out there that are ISO 20022 compliant, and we're super bullish on them as well. The XLMs, the XDCs, the Algorands, the Quants, the HBARs, the Elastos, and so on and so forth. Probably Atom, of course. So this is going to be a very interesting relationship in the future, you guys. With IBC, the inter-blockchain communication layer and Interledger protocol, it's going to be allowing for internet payments like we've never seen before. The types of payments, even external payments, offline payments, all this stuff is going to be connected. It's going to be funneled through the ISO 20022 standard. And I hope you guys are ready for just an amazing, amazing ride that we're going to be going on. Unbelievable to just be, aware of this information. I really think this is very important information that most people in the crypto space have no clue about. I feel like a lot of people in the space have no clue about ISO 20022. They have no clue about Interledger protocol, Mojo Loop, any of those three. I think a very few amount of people in the crypto space have any understanding of what that is or what it's going to mean to the future of payments. So I'm interested to see how the crypto space is going to shift once the Big Bang migration does begin, when you start seeing all these banks really onboarding onto the ISO 20022 standard. But yeah, I just really wanted to share some of that spiel with you because, we're trying to really drive this point home and on the reasons why we're following these cryptos, so you guys can understand why I'm invested in it, why I'm sharing my journey with you guys of my investments in these types of cryptos, right? And once again, ISO 20022, the plan. Only a few know the plan, and we were lucky to discover it, and, our eyes are open, right? We're keeping track of this. We're not forgetting about it. We're not just going, Ripple's never going to do anything. XRP's never going to do anything. Only a few know the plan, and the plan is Interledger protocol, ISO 20022, married at the hip. The relationship between bank and the person who's sending their payments like never before, right? And once again, ILP on Cosmos, Interledger protocol, the Internet of Blockchains, setting itself up to be a major user of the Interledger protocol, as well as Flare Networks, as well as the XRPL. I'm very excited for the future of this space. And once again, Ocean Protocol also involved in that too, right? So let's look at Ocean token, because I talk about this one fairly often, but not too much. But getting close to $1 now. We were talking about it at its bottom right there. Getting close to its all-time high. Almost there, about $1 away. Super low supply, 613 million. Halfway to $1 billion already in market cap. And just, they're going to probably, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Ocean Protocol become an IBC-enabled crypto in the future. They have partnerships with Secret Token, which is already becoming IBC-enabled. And Secret's already been making an awesome run right here. SCRT, right? Just went down about 8% in the past hour, but I can't believe it hit 962 in the past 24 hours. That's a hell of an all-time high right there for Secret Token. Love seeing that for Secret Token, man. Yeah, guys, I'm happy to hear the comments, man, because I just hope this isn't a waste of time for y'all. I'm not trying to waste anybody's time. I'm just trying to bring awareness of what I'm seeing. And if you guys want to correct me in any way, please let me know. But, I think we're finding the real boats, hopefully, in this grand scheme of the shift over to a new payment standard, which is a given that it's going to be ISO 20022. So we already have that anchor right there to go around, understanding ISO 20022 is going to be happening, right? Remember this? Remember we used to check this out every once in a while? They kind of changed the date though, but you never know. Maybe it is this year. Maybe it is this year and they're just tricking us, right? But overall key milestones to ensure a successful Big Bang migration in November of 2021 could be this year, but I really feel it's going to be the end of 22 because they've already announced that they're delaying it till the end of 2022. But as you can see here, right, consolidation project. They have all their steps of the way they want to be going about it. Talking about ISO 20022, talking about their T2 to T2S systems that the Euro system is going to be changing into, right? And remember, Volante, we talked about this piece of news earlier this year or this week. Volante, a Ripple partner, helping Goldman Sachs, or no, Wells Fargo and Goldman Sachs, but migrate to ISO 20022. I've never said some phrase as much as I have with ISO 20022, but it's so damn important, right? So right there you have you already have on their website them talking about ISO 20022 migration in general. And remember, Volante Tech is responsible for 70% of card payments in the world. Yosef, I appreciate you, man. Guys, thank you so much. Love seeing those hundreds right there, man. Yep, exactly. There you go. Funky Fresh. You said it, my man. From that PDF right there. See, Citi is collaborating with Volante for ISO 20022 migration and modernization. So is Wells Fargo, right? Only Volante and Volpay for ISO 20022 migration can help you with your entire ISO 20022 migration lifecycle, from standards compliance through payments modernization. Volpay for ISO 20022 migration, right? And who's helping out with Volpay? Right? What is helping out with the Volpay? We're about to see. The Volpay Ripple Processor Module speeds integration to the Ripple Global Settlement Network. Now, are we going to trust the opinions of a crypto YouTuber or a crypto Twitter person when they're saying, no, Ripple is, don't pay attention to that stuff. Ripple is just a scam. XRP is just a scam. You're just going to lose your money with that, all that stuff. They've been saying that since freaking 17 cents, 11 cents. They're just mad they missed the boat. They're still mad. They're going to be mad when it's $2, $5, $10. But right there, Volante has developed an interface processor module to cross-currency solution Ripple Connect to enable accelerated integration with Ripple. Ripple being the ISO 20022. Ripple being the consortium of all these banks. Hence why you're hearing maybe banks aren't hodling XRP, right? Well, maybe they don't need to hodl XRP. Maybe they just need to use Ripple and be part of its consortium, join its consortium. Right? Like we were talking about with the Free Guy movie, right? What happened to the bank? There is no bank, right? In the movie Free Guy. I'm sure Notorious has checked out this movie and thought about Ripple too when he saw it. Oh man, come on. Just give me my Free Guy. So yeah, big announcement I believe is going to happen in terms of Ripple. This is from our thread right here. I'll show you guys the thread again. So I posted there will be a big announcement. Everyone's going to see Ripple and XRP. We've already been getting some subliminals from Sprint commercials showing us the Ripple logo, Ripple blue colors all around the world, right? Happy announcement. Everybody's going to see it. It's going to be everywhere, right? Once again, you know, even in Mr. Robot foreshadowing a big announcement that'll just be announced like on big screens everywhere that everybody can see. It seems like New York Times Square is going to be a really big thing to reveal this. This was from the SNL skit with Elon Musk, where Elon tells the guy, hey, now you can tell the world what you want to say, and he just farts or something, but, you know, he's all over these screens, right? And then once again for Free Guy, when Free Guy is fighting for the future of the internet, basically. And then right here from the scene, a free guy. We'll check out this scene really quick. I hope I don't get copyright, but you never know. This movie was interesting. I don't know how you cannot think about Ripple while watching this movie, or think about crypto at least in general. The metaverses that are being created, the NFTs that are being created, the marketplace online for video games and all that stuff that's happening. But let's go right here. So he discovers a friend that you can see he's getting separated from. So he rediscovers his friend. He used to work at the bank with this friend. You can see free guy right here wearing Ripple blue colors. So he meets up with his friend, and let me put up the volume here for y'all.
Buddy, I missed you. Hey, so where's the bank? There is no bank.
It's like the most random thing to say in the movie. Personally, it really stuck out to me when they said that, because it's like, whoa, you haven't seen this friend and you thought he died, and so you see him and you're like super happy, and then the first thing he asks, so where's the bank? So kind of out of nowhere statement to make. And then of course, like, you know, Ryan Reynolds' character Guy, he says, you know, with just like some really nonchalant coolness, there is no bank, right? So a future with no intermediaries right there, just one-to-one with the people, making payments and transactions, payments like it's breathing. And obviously you can see here, there's green in the background here, a lot of leaves, a lot of trees, a greener future, right? We're moving towards a greener standard, the Green Swan event, and probably Ripple is going to be part of this Green Swan event, without a doubt. They already have deep connections with the BIS and whatnot, right? So just once again, let's hear this statement right here. Like, just a random statement. Like, I'll just try to play it. He just saw his friend that he lost, and the first question the friend has is about a bank.
Buddy, I missed you. Hey, so where's the bank? There is no bank. So what do we do?
So what do we do? And then he says, anything we want. So and then from Teen Wolf right here, you know, Triskelion, they're already planning, you know, the Ripple takeover, the XRP takeover, all over the media. It's just everywhere, man. The Triskelion is really, it's a strong symbol in general, and it has definitely a lot of other meanings as well. But there's a reason that Ripple chose the Triskelion for its meaning as well. They knew exactly what they were doing. And it's more than just Ripple that's a part of this. We're talking about all these companies. Hell, the freaking media industry already knowing too. So very interesting. I know it gets into the point of conspiracy here and all that stuff, guys. I'm not trying to talk conspiracy. I won't talk about it anymore if this makes you uncomfortable or anything like that, or if it's too outlandish. If you just like the facts that I was spitting out in terms of Interledger protocol and ISO 20022 and sticking to that, very well. But you know, there's other things around that as well that it's interesting. It's just it's just coming from all fronts, from all angles, right? So I think it's really interesting. Volante Pay, VolPay, Volante's processor module. Guys, they've been partners since 2015. You think they've just been dilly-dallying for the past 6 years? No, they've been probably doing some really awesome things, right? All right. Let me get back to it. Let me put the volume down first before I blow your guys' ears off with music here. Appreciate the Blue Crew, man, guys. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for listening. Ripple logo, the golden ratio. There you go. Yeah, that's a subliminal message. BlackRock, yeah. James, what's up? So what do you think, what do you predict would happen with Ripple with such an announcement? Massive gains? I feel like the gains are going to happen before the announcement. That's my personal opinion. I think the gains are going to happen before whatever this massive announcement is going to be. And people are going to be wondering why it's going up. Hell, like, I mean, I hate to entertain the Riddlers, but they did say that we're gonna, like, people are gonna be gnashing at the teeth, that like people are going to be like crying, basically. Like the people who missed out on the opportunity to get some XRP are gonna be like just gnashing at the teeth, right? So very interested to see what's going to be happening in the future for this, and I'm just happy to just be aware of this and to not take it for granted, to take this information for granted, because a lot of people do, because they're not seeing the price move, so they're like, oh, then it's not doing anything, right? And that's not the case. I don't think that's the case. I think XRP is definitely going to make itself known, and of course the cryptos connected to that, like Solana, for example. Solana has a partnership with AKT Akash. They have partnerships with Global ID. Both of them are connected to Interledger protocol or Ripple in some way, like not even like 6 degrees of separation, more like 1 degree of separation away. So wouldn't be surprised if you see Solana jump into the IBC inter-blockchain communication fold, just in the same way that Luna did. Solana and Luna have partnerships as well in terms of the use of UST, right? So I wouldn't be surprised to see Solana jump into the fold there. And once again, Solana, Kava, Filecoin, like all the ones in the Gray Kid portfolio are in some way, shape, or form connected to Ripple, right? So that's what's interesting about it. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see Solana join the IBC. I think that might be one of the next major cap cryptos that joins the IBC inter-blockchain communication layer. And I think DOT has a chance too, because it's part of the blockchain service network, right? Most of the time, that's how it goes. Buy the rumor and sell the news. But in this case, I ain't selling no time soon. I feel like the price is going to move before the announcement, and then even after the announcement, something else may happen. But yeah, Kava. Let's check out where Kava's at. Is it riding off some of this Cosmos, you know, energy? It is. It is. It's finally moving. We got Kava finally moving, and look at that nice little upward trend right there. Let's see if it can create a newer high, man. If it can create a higher high, man. We've been doing higher lows, so that's good to see. Like seeing Kava there at 611. Remember, total supply of 106 million. That is so tiny for a platform that has so much potential that isn't even at $1 billion market cap yet. That's insane. And the first Interledger solutions provider. They've been building for some time, man. So I'm excited for what's going to be coming out of these cryptos. I'm just trying to find this family of cryptos. Obviously, XRP being at the heart of it right there. But, you know, I really think some of these other boats will survive to be part of that internet of blockchains that are connected to Interledger protocol, and being these awesome ledgers that are just, you know, providing, you know, seamless transactions or finality or proof or whatever you need blockchain to be. That's what it's looking like. Check HNT. Yeah, Helium token. Helium just had some really big news come out today. I believe that Dish Network and Helium have a partnership that was announced today. So you see Helium token starting to take off. I wouldn't be chasing this pump personally, but Helium, definitely a nice little supply. Pretty high in price. I mean, this might be the future price for Kava right here, right? Like, because it's already half the supply of Helium, not even close to the total market cap of Helium. And, you know, that would be interesting to see for sure. But Helium token has a major partnership within the Cosmos ecosystem. They've onboarded their nodes onto the Akash net, AKT, the decentralized cloud, right? And AKT major supporters with Helium. So I wouldn't be surprised to see HNT maybe jump into the fold for IBC connections as well. Guys, thanks for the 20 likes. The 13 viewers. Was just getting a sip of water right there. But Helium, yeah, definitely a good crypto. I remember Eknofo or somebody in our live streams kept telling us about Helium, He kind of, I guess he kind of was like kind of bitter towards me because I didn't jump onto the Helium train right away. And, you know, I do regret it. I do say I'm sorry for not listening initially with some of these cryptos. But now I'm starting to have a better understanding of how to research into these cryptos and how to look into them. And Helium, I am still bullish on it. I do believe Helium could do some good things in the future. I don't believe, I don't think it's a bad project at all by any means. It's connected to the Cosmos ecosystem, so I'm really bullish on that. LOL, waiting on 2 miners. Nice. I got my free HNT miner last week, running 2 miners now. Legendary, that's awesome. Kava should take off end of Q1. Yeah, I don't have an HNT miner just yet. I don't know why I can't purchase one. I should purchase one. I can't wait for all these other miners to come out for some of these, for like AKT, Handshake, Siacoin, and things like that. Definitely would like to jump in on that. Damn, we're getting some good price movement today, y'all. We're getting some really good price movement today. And that's the... I'm happy to see Osmo at 568, because now I do have the option, if I want to take it, to take my Kava or Osmosis rewards, put them in the Osmosis zone, and convert them to UST to possibly buy back in at a later time. I love that there's a stable coin solution now on the Osmosis zone. That is awesome. But anyways, guys, I think that's like most of the stuff that I wanted to go over today with y'all. I mean, if you guys want, we can check out some of this video right here. We'll check it out in bits. How about that? Well, let's go through like the first part of this, because I definitely been wanting to show you guys this presentation. So we have time now. I'll speak in and out between this video, but I just want to show you just, further driving home that point of IBC and ILP, right? Oh yeah, first let's check out this video that somebody shared about the Simpsons grid blackout. So let's check this out. But this is like a 6-minute video, so let's actually just check out some scenes here. So this guy talking, they're looking at an iPad, right? Histology, things going down, some pretty bloody stuff. Okay, so I guess a major blackout ends up happening, and then they're like learning how to live on their own. They have their own kits. That's not cool. I hope there isn't a major blackout that forces us to live like this sometime soon. That would be very sad. This seems like a pretty lengthy video. I just don't want to get copyright for it, but I definitely will check it out on my own and then give some opinions on it, that's for sure, and see if there's any cool tidbits there. Here's a link to it if you guys want to check it out yourself. Yes, Shade drop. I'm really excited for the Shade protocol as well. I finally got to claim my Stargaze, my stars. So I'm excited for Stargaze. And then I got to claim Comdex too. So there's a lot of great, like, holding Atom long term as a like kind of rights token to all these airdrops is pretty freaking awesome, man. Not gonna lie. Oh, Super Mini canceled. Okay. Yeah, they're focusing on building other projects. Just hold on for this year. Okay, I hear you. That's interesting. I guess they just had so much demand for the Super Mini, but then they saw what the Handshake miner was doing in collaboration with DVPN and Sentinel and things like that. I'm liking that there's like more people, more cosmonauts coming in and joining in. So it's not just like a majority XRP community or just a majority of XLM or, Solana or anything like that. I like that we're starting to diversify here in terms of the people that are involved. But it's always good to have some, it's finally like awesome to have some cosmonauts in this chat. Because y'all know what I'm talking about, man, and what they're bringing to blockchain. But anyways, let's check out this presentation by one of the big Cosmos developers at the time and the creator now of Osmosis Zone. And speaking at Interledger Protocol. So let's check this out really quick. Let me know how the sound is, guys. Maybe too loud.
Hey guys, thanks for coming. My name is Sunny Agarwal. I'm a core developer and researcher at Cosmos. I'm also an advisor to Kava Labs, so I have I've been following the Interledger project for quite a while as well. And so I'll be talking a little bit today about, so Cosmos, we're pretty well known as like an interoperability project, but it's a very different type of interoperability than what Interledger is doing. And, a lot of people like to compare.
Oh no, what's happening? Am I getting canceled already? Oh, it's because it's in HD. It's in HD. Okay, so we got to go to 480p. Let's see what happens there. I'm finally starting to use the osmosis zone. It's pretty rad. Bones TEP, that's awesome, man. I'm happy to hear that. Happy you're having a good experience using it.
So I'll kind of go into like what IBC is and how it works and how it differs from Interledger protocol. By the way, IBC stands for Interblockchain.
All right, let's just let this load a tiny bit right here. But you can already see he's already bringing awareness about inter-blockchain communication. And this is in 2019, you guys, and they just launched IBC, inter-blockchain communication, this year, right? So it's still not even a year old in the IBC inter-blockchain communication space, and you're already seeing so many developments coming from it, so many projects onboarding to it, or being implemented, or IBC enabled. So let's check this out.
Chain communication. And then also talk about some very cool user experiences that can come about when you combine the two protocols. And I think they have a lot of really cool synergies there. Sure, most of you already know this, but I'll quickly walk through.
So once again, another developer saying the cool synergies between ILP and inter-blockchain communication, the IBC, right? We first heard Evan Schwartz, who's a big, one of the bigger creators for the Interledger protocol and a big contributor with Ripple. And now we're hearing a cosmonaut or guy from Cosmos, Sunny, saying how complementary these two could be, right? So definitely seems like there's a plan in the works of combining these two down the line, and we're seeing it step by step, and we're lucky to be early to be recognizing this and seeing it happen.
What ILP is, basically how it works. I'm focusing on this just from an interoperability standpoint. Like, I understand.
Ethan Mort, I would highly recommend going to the beginning of the video then, my man. It's a lot to catch up on, but basically just driving home the point between Cosmos ecosystem and XRPL, the Interledger protocol and IBC, the inter-blockchain communication layer of Cosmos, working together, being complementary, being connected, and bringing awareness to, not only cosmonauts about the XRPL being intertwined with IBC and possible relations to the Cosmos ecosystem, but also bringing awareness to the XRP community about, hell, you guys are big supporters of the Flare networks, but there's no love for some reason for the Cosmos ecosystem, and there's no love for some reason for Lava. It just doesn't make sense to me. So we try to drive these points home and bring more awareness about it. And then, of course, talking about Interledger protocol being the perfect tool for ISO 20022 use, right? But there's a lot of stuff that we brought up in the beginning of this video. I would recommend checking it out if you have the time, but hopefully that caught you up, my dude.
And ILP has a lot of other use cases around payments and all sorts of different things, but really I'm going to focus on the interoperability side of ILP. So, you have a user who has coins on blockchain A, and they have like A token or A coin or something. They want B coin on blockchain B. And so there'll be like some sort of connector here. I put Strata Labs' logo there. What they'll do is they'll go ahead and set up a system where they'll send a coin to Strata, and Strata will get it, and they'll send a coin back to the user on blockchain B, and they'll send them a B token. And so that's a pretty simplistic way of thinking about it, but they can just keep doing this, and like they'll do it as a streaming system where you'll slowly do a few coins, and then you'll get the total amount across.
So he was just explaining what Interledger protocol is in terms of value payments and using a connector, and basically how that connector is used.
This is cool, and I think it has a lot of use cases, but it's fundamentally limited to you'll notice no coins are actually moving across chains. It's really like all the value that was on one chain is staying on one chain, and all the value that was on another chain is staying on the other chain, and it's just really shifting distribution. Like, it's basically the user and Strata are just changing out distribution between them. The goal here is what we're trying to do is, can we actually move assets between blockchains? So I have A token that was sitting on blockchain A, and I want to move A token across some sort of bridge to blockchain B. And I want to be able to use my A token on blockchain B because maybe there's some functionality there that I really want to use. So for example, I have Bitcoin, BTC on the Bitcoin blockchain. I want to move BTC onto the Ethereum blockchain so I can use it in smart contracts on Ethereum, or I can use it to, collateralize a CDP, or all sorts of different things where you actually need the asset itself on the other chain.
So right there already, and even here through the text, ILP is about value transfer and IBC is about the asset transfer, right? So actually being able to go across a chain while still having a connection to that previous chain and hosting it on another chain, or using that other chain's thing while still having, the security or proof or whatnot that it came from a previous chain, right? So IBC and ILP being complementary, you're seeing it step for step here, but I'm just trying to kind of summarize what he's saying if it's too confusing for y'all. I think he explains it very clearly, and hopefully he does for you guys as well, but just kind of adding my own 2 cents on it. Elizabeth Ezeb, good to see you. Appreciate you tuning in.
So, how you can think about it is ILP is about value transfer. The idea is, you as a user are just trying to send yourself value across chain. So you're sending yourself, you have $5 worth of BTC. I'll use dollars because that's the global unit of account for now. I have $5 of BTC on the Bitcoin blockchain, and I want to send myself $5 worth of ETH. And that's what I use ILP for. IBC, on the other hand, is more about asset transfer. I'm trying to send myself 5 BTC. I want that BTC asset on the other chain. This talk is not really too much to go into the technicals.
So once again, if I want to send, BTC, there's going to be a connector that converts it to make it Ethereum on the other chain. But what if I want that BTC on that other chain, right? Across the chain. So chain A and chain B are light clients for each other. IBC packet. Prove the hash commit with signatures. Prove the packet with Merkle proof.
Of how IBC works.
IBC proves the state of the coin.
We have a lot.
It has been a long time, Elizabeth. That's good to see you. Appreciate you tuning in.
More talks that will go way more deeper into that, but I'll just give a brief overview. Basically, the goal here is literally just to make chain A and chain B be light clients of each other. They have on-chain light clients of each other doing SPV proofs of the other chain. And so basically, this involves sort of 2 things. You need to first prove that a header is in the other chain, and then you need to prove that some particular packet is somewhere in the state of the other chain. The idea is that IBC is really just supposed to be this generalized protocol. It's this idea of SPV, side chains is not new. That's literally what this idea is. The idea here is just, can we create some sort of standards around how chains should talk to each other and standardize the packet format, come up with a way for them to do a handshake with each other to say, oh, this is my consensus protocol. Oh, this is your consensus protocol. Cool. This is the Merkle tree I'm using or accumulator I'm using, this hash function I'm using. And it's basically a way of getting them to be able to connect to each other and basically understand how to understand the light client proofs of the other chain.
What's up, Phase the Nation? Good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, thanks for the 23 likes and 12 viewers, and thanks for people who are watching this with me. So once again, he's saying making chains accept a certain standard of how to acknowledge other chains and being able to host other chains and being on, different chains, basically. Cross-chain compatibility, right? That's what we're trying to see and what's kind of coming on in the space. But really, the only real example of cross-chain compatibility that we're really experiencing in the space, at least right now, is in the Atom and Cosmos ecosystem. They have all these sovereign blockchains, all these layer 1 solutions amongst each other, and you're able to host, for example, the state of one blockchain on another, right? So now with Luna jumping in, it's showing that, hell, some major cap cryptos could eventually migrate over to accept this standard, like an IBC inter-blockchain communication protocol. So then what if down the line you have a bunch of the major cap cryptos? I feel like BTC is going to eventually maybe be IBC enabled as well, because it just makes sense when you're understanding that it's committing to being able to be cross blockchain compatible. And that would be tremendous for the BTC community, for the BTC maxis out there who maybe want to participate in other chains, but they want to be using their BTC to do it, right? So then if we look even with IBC, with inter-blockchain communication, and let's say a lot of major cap cryptos like the Solanas, the BTCs, hell, even Ethereum, even Binance Smart Chain, and some major layer ones joining the IBC communication layer. And then next thing you know, you just got cross-chain compatibility across all the chains. And then it really sets up a level playing field where it's really just about the use case, or whatever you prefer to use, right? Whatever you just prefer to use and hodl, and being able to use that on a numerous amount of chains, participate in DeFi, participate in NFTs and whatnot, other state transfers and whatnot. And then throwing in Interledger protocol, which will connect ledgers of all kinds, right? Mobile ledgers, bank ledgers, you name it, offline ledgers, and things like that. And then connecting it straight through the one source, the Cosmos, the internet of blockchains, right? That's the way I'm kind of seeing it happen.
And so, you'll have these two main pieces, which is like, one is proving the consensus, proving that a header had consensus on it. So in this example, like this is kind of showing with Tendermint consensus, it makes sure
basically like what Ripple is doing or Interledger is doing, is creating and ISO 20022, creating a common language for all sorts of payments across the globe, right? All these banks, all these central banks agreeing to a common language with each other, a common standard of which to facilitate payments, right? And so with IBC, it's all these blockchains agreeing to a certain standard, agreeing to an IBC inter-blockchain communication standard, right?
It has 2/3 of the voting power. And then the next step is you prove that some packet was in the state somewhere of blockchain B. As you'll notice, that value could have actually been anything. Like, it just happens to be send 99 stake to Bob, but it could have been really anything. And so what I kind of said earlier about it being asset transfer is kind of not exactly true. It's actually more about being state transfer, and just proving something about the state of one blockchain to another blockchain. And so when you're talking about state transfer, you could do like all sorts of stateful stuff. Like, the simplest use case is for sending tokens or like, non-fungible assets. I hate the term non-fungible tokens. It makes no sense to me. Non-fungible assets.
That's pretty funny. He says, I hate the term non-fungible tokens. It should be non-fungible assets. Makes no sense to him, but little did he know in 2019 and going into 2020 and 2021 that it would be all NFTs. He must be like scratching his head. He's like, it's non-fungible assets, whatever.
Or you could send stuff like capabilities, sort of like if you look at the agoric model of how you can transfer capabilities across chains. You could do stuff like, metadata of different things like, identity maybe, or whatever you want. One of the ones we're especially interested in at Cosmos is like sending validator set changes. So, you should, if the validator set of one chain changes, it should be able to send that information to another chain and let them know that like, hey, my validator set has changed somehow. And also if I commit, if there's any Byzantine faults on this chain, it can also send that to the other chain and let it know. And you can do stuff with that, which I'll go into some of the things you could do with that. We'll focus mostly on the token transfer and non-fungible asset transfer for now. You'll take a token on chain A and you'll lock it in somewhere in chain A. And when you lock it, it'll put a receipt somewhere in the state of chain A saying that these tokens have been locked and the locker intends it to be sent to this recipient. And so this packet will go ahead and get sent to chain B. Like I said, it contains the proof of the packet in some Merkle tree in a header that is somewhere in the consensus of chain A. And chain B will mint it a claim. It's essentially an underlying claim to the tokens that are locked on chain A. And for most use cases, these underlying claims, because they're one-to-one redeemable with the asset that's locked on A, can essentially be treated as being fungible with A, minus some level of security. Like, when you're using assets on the tokens directly on chain A, you're trusting the consensus of chain A. Now you're trusting the consensus of chain A and chain B. So there is a little bit of extra risk you're taking on, but that for the most part, they should be largely fungible. When you get into more complex sort of assets you're moving across, then for example, a CryptoKitty, right? Or, you can move a CryptoKitty and you can create a claim for a CryptoKitty on the other side, but you can't breed a claim of a CryptoKitty, right? That you need the actual CryptoKitty to breed it. And so, it does kind of the basic token transfer, non-fungible asset transfer falls apart there. And that's where you start to need more complex things like Agoric's CapTP and stuff. IBC is designed such that any two chains should be able to create a connection to any other chain. But, just like in the internet, you have ISPs, or in the airline system, you have like hub airports. You'll naturally end up having some chains that are basically, specially designed to talk to to just try to connect to as many other chains as possible. And these are called hub chains in our lingo. But the idea is like there's no central chain here. You can have multiple different hubs that are, connecting to each other, kind of like, BGP or whatnot. And then we already have two hub chains in the Cosmos network. There's one called the Cosmos Hub, and there's another one called Iris. So we already
Already two hubs in the Cosmos ecosystem, and he just shouted out Iris Hub right there. Really good to hear Iris being mentioned here at this event. But yeah, let's continue on with. He's going to get into some good stuff and like the visual examples of what IBC and inter-blockchain communication and Interledger would be capable of.
Following this process. And so I'll just walk through a really quick user story of why, what is an example of something you could do when you have cross-chain asset transfer that you couldn't maybe do with plain ILP with cross-chain value transfer. So, let's say here's this Cosmos network, a couple of chains here. You got Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain, and you want to use it to go gamble on the Funfair blockchain, right? You play some, I don't know, lottery games or something there. So you can go ahead and use your token. You can move your BTC there, and let's say, I don't know, you won a lot of BTC. Great, because you're really good at gambling. But this is tainted. Now everyone knows that you won this money by gambling or whatnot, right? So what you can do now is, maybe you want to send these assets to the Zcash chain, for example. And, you can use the Zcash chain as a mixer of sorts and, send it through there. And now, look, you got clean Bitcoin again on the other side. And great, now you got this clean Bitcoin. One of your friends made a bet with you, you're really into CryptoKitties. And so he's like, oh, I bet you can't breed a orange CryptoKitty within 6 months. And so you're like, all right, cool. But the problem is that 6 months is a long time frame for a bet. BTC is super volatile. What you want to do is maybe send it over to the Binance DEX and swap it for some stable DAI token. Cosmos, a lot of what we're focusing on is we really have this vision of application-specific blockchains where we think that large-scale applications should be deployed on their own chain. But that doesn't mean that smart contracting isn't useful. Smart contracting is useful for the use cases it's meant for, which is short-term things that need high levels of customizability. ICOs are honestly a great use case for smart contracts because that's exactly what they are, high customizability, short-term things. And so, if you want to make a bet, you can move it to the Ethereum chain, or we have a chain called Ethermint, which takes the EVM and puts it on a Tendermint consensus. But yeah, so you can go ahead and, move your tokens to the Ethereum chain, and go ahead. Your friend will also put down the same amount of DAI, and you guys can lock it together into a smart contract. And then, 6 months pass, and, you can take your orange CryptoKitty, and, you can send it as, one of the things you can't do with ILP really is move non-fungible assets across chains. And so here you can actually move proof of the claim to of an orange CryptoKitty to that chain and prove it to the smart contract, allowing you to.
Sorry about that. I just dropped my mouse and clicked me out of here. But yeah, he's talking about transferring. What ILP really can't do is transfer non-fungible assets or non-fungible tokens and the state of those non-fungible tokens from one chain to another, right? So let me just go back to that really quick. There we go.
Non-fungible assets across chains. And so here you can actually move proof of the claim to of an orange CryptoKitty to that chain and prove it to the smart contract, allowing you to win the bet and, when your friends die. So, this is like a toy example, but like here's like kind of a hodgepodge of things that you could do that only work when you have like stateful transfers and communication between chains. And so, IBC and ILP have like, I think they both have their like special use cases. IBC, like I said, really well designed for stateful transfers and, non-fungible assets. You get this whole thing of like, you can do all this like shared security stuff, which I'll get into in a bit. You can also, I kind of when I got into Cosmos, I was quite a bit of a Bitcoin maximalist, and I was just like, oh, I want Bitcoin to be the currency for use in many chains. And so, the idea was you can do that with Cosmos, where like BTC can flow out of the Bitcoin blockchain and into all of these other blockchains and be used as the primary asset in lots of different blockchains. Where ILP is useful, it has its benefits as well. I think, if someone's doing payments across chains, I think ILP is like way more useful. Like I want to receive ETH and you want to pay in BTC, ILP is probably the best way to do it. It's useful for like simple exchange and trading. I personally would not use it for like actual like legitimate trading because you need some sort of order book and stuff there. But it makes sense. And I think one of the nice things it has less. So here in IBC, every chain that wants to be part of this has to natively implement this IBC protocol. And so we're kind of in the process of creating, we have a working group right now who's working on this IBC spec and trying to make it like very cross-compatible. We have, so far right now, it's us, the Agoric team, Loom Network, Prismatic Labs, who's one of the ETH 2.0 developers. So if anyone's interested in joining this like IBC working group and like making sure IBC works with more and more different types of chains, let us know. And then one of the things I think the bigger one is faster value transfer. I think the UX on ILP is way better. If I'm trying to send coins, if I want to quickly move between chain to chain, IBC requires like doing these hops, which actually I'll let the diagram show it. So, basically, I guess almost a year ago now, there was like an Interledger like hacker weekend or something at this house, like somewhere in East Bay. Scott from Kava asked me like, oh, what are some like cool ideas when you start to combine IBC?
Yeah, I think I'm playing the video for too long where I'm maybe getting some copyright type of stuff. So I'll just pause it for now. But, just kind of to surmise or summarize what he was saying is like, IBC is, right now IBC is growing. You're seeing the success of, these chains wanting to implement and onboard to IBC. And he was saying here at the time it maybe took a little bit longer and it was a little bit difficult to implement IBC, but now it looks like that working group's really been putting their heads together and trying to make it easier for people to be IBC enabled or other blockchains to be IBC enabled. And obviously we're seeing the growth of IBC right in front of our eyes. And then talking about the advantages of ILP and how good it is for just really fast value transfers, fast payments. If I'm sending BTC and the receiver wants to accept Ethereum, I can do that. But to send BTC and have that BTC be hosted or on the cross-chain onto the Ethereum platform, it's very difficult, right, with ILP. But with IBC, the inter-blockchain communication layer, it's very easy.
In ILP, and that kind of got me thinking of a couple of different things. And so I started thinking about that, and so here's a couple of things of what are some cool things that come out when you actually combine these two protocols together. So one, I think, is definitely, ILP definitely massively improves the Cosmos UX, the interchain UX. And what I mean by that is, so, just a reminder, what ILP is useful for is really useful for doing this, like, swap thing. What IBC would do is, I take my BTC that's on the Bitcoin chain, and I could, go do an IBC transfer to the Cosmos, to like Hub 1. I have the BTC there, and then I have to do another IBC transfer to Hub 2, and another IBC transfer to, the final chain that I'm trying to get to. And, IBC is I'd call it a relatively heavy protocol. In my head, I like to think of ILP as this very lightweight UX thing, while IBC is relatively heavy, like depending on what your for token transfers, depending on what kind of security you want, you usually have it do like a send, a receipt and then another receipt. And so, every IBC transfer takes maybe like 2 blocks on each chain. And so let's say each of these chains have like 3 to 5 second block times, right? That it will still take, each IBC transfer will take like a good like 10, 15 seconds, right? And so, doing this entire process of getting across to the other side, realistically, we can imagine it'll probably take at least 30 seconds. So here's my proposal for how I think ILP can massively help the Cosmos ecosystem. For this example, I have a Cosmos validator company called Sika, and I wanted to start running ILP connectors soon. So I'll just use my company as an example here, where what I could do is, as a company who's like focused on this and specialized at this, I can take a bunch of my BTC on the Bitcoin blockchain and, IBC it over to the chain and just spread it everywhere, all over to all these different zones, everywhere I want to send them. I'm holding on to some BTC on all of these different zones. Then, a user comes along and what they want to do is, if they want to go from this chain over here, they want to go to the chain over there, they have the option of, one way they could do it is they could do an IBC transfer, which is really slow and, not fun, in my opinion, from a user standpoint. When you add ILP in, what they could do is, like I said, all these users are Bitcoin maximalists. Everything else is a shitcoin. They want to use BTC as their currency on every chain, right? And so they want BTC on that other chain. But now what they could do is, they can do an ILP transfer, send that to Sika. Sika can send the user the coins, and then, they could keep doing it as much as needed and get all the coins that they need. And now, but look, now Sika's in a problem where, if anyone else wants to transfer more coins to that chain, because, maybe that chain is really popular for some reason right now. Maybe there's an ICO going on that chain, and everyone is trying to rush coins into there. Sika, being a company who's specially designed for this, we can use IBC and because the UX problem isn't an issue for us. We're a company designed to do this. So we can use IBC to go ahead and, rebalance our portfolio and just keep allowing this cyclical pattern to work where the companies will use IBC to rebalance their portfolios and users will use ILP to actually do the transfer between the same asset, but on different chains. So that's, one of the use cases I think that has this cool synergy there. Another one that I thought of as well that night was, this is kind of, I guess, I don't know if it's too much of IBC, ILP, but it more has to do with payment channels, and I think you can probably abstract it to work with ILP in general. But this idea of paying transaction fees on other chains, when I'm explaining stuff to people, I always use these.
So yeah, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. We've already been going over definitely the past the hour that we usually do, but I'll share this link with you guys if you want to see the rest of this. But I think that really just drives home the point of how complementary IBC and Interledger protocol could be with each other. And I just really wanted to share that type of information with y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another DL Talk. Thanks for the support. Thanks to any new subscribers to the channel. Thanks to the Blue Crew, as always. James is saying, very interesting. Appreciate you, man. Do you think it's possible to start 2 businesses and put BTC on your balance sheet and then use ILP and IBC to transfer money in between both of them, like for yourself? I don't know. I don't know, Yosef. I think that's a question I need to take a little bit more time to think on. I don't know. But anyways, you guys are awesome, man. Only issue is how certain he is his friend didn't just buy the orange CryptoKitty from Reddit user. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think it's a pretty interesting concept, and looks like it's kind of unfolding in front of our eyes of, with IBC continuing to grow and obviously Kava and Akash being Interledger protocol partners. I think we're going to see more and more growth between Interledger and the IBC and what's going to be going on. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for tuning in for another DL Talk. Always good hanging out with the Blue Crew. Much love to y'all. It's great to see a green day in crypto. I hope you guys are enjoying the gains or just seeing the green today. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you, BTC community, XRP community, DLT community, crypto community, Blue Crew, and all the communities out there. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Much love, Blue Crew. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.